got Miami at number 4. I think that's favorable considering Clemson did lose. Miami has not lost. Yes, Clemson did defeat Auburn. They're a good football team. But on the flip side, they both had like performances against Virginia Tech. They pretty much took on the best team on their schedule to date and beat them very comparably. And Miami didn't lose. And yeah, Clemson has one other good win, but Miami didn't lose to the same team that Clemson did lose to. And now you're getting to a point in the schedule between Clemson and Miami where they've got about 4 like games. And really the performances, other than Clemson going out there and really tearing apart Georgia Tech, are pretty comparable. So that's why I've got Miami at 4 and Clemson at 5. No, I've got Clemson at 6 behind Oklahoma. But that's just me. What do I know?
And I think that's fair. For me right now, it would be Georgia, Alabama, Wisconsin, and Miami, 1, 2, 3, 4, because they're undefeated. Those should be the top 4 teams as of now, and things will update. And it's funny because it's talking about, okay, things will update with wins or losses. Things will update with wins or losses. These teams have not lost yet. They should be the top 4 teams as of today right now. If Miami loses, if Wisconsin, if any team up at the top loses, then you can say, okay, cool, we're going to drop them down. But we're talking about the body of work to this point. It has to be the undefeated teams. It's asinine to have other teams who have losses on their record right now ranked ahead of any of the undefeated teams. And that's just the way that I feel about it. And if Miami was in there or not, I would feel the same. And I'm on record as having said this in the past. Your record is incontrovertible. You are who your record says you are. So I think those teams should be to the top, and then you get the update if and only if they lose. And they do that, or the committee is doing that in 2 cases with Georgia and Alabama. So again, you're talking about that name brand getting the benefit of the doubt, that same or that kind of commentary, or that thought saying, okay, well, when they lose or if they lose, then we'll update it. But they've beaten everybody to their on their path to this point, so that's why we're going to put them to the top. I believe that Wisconsin and Miami at 9-0 and 8-0 respectively deserve that same kind of respect as any undefeated team. And hey, if you even want to throw UCF higher than they are, 18th, I want to say, yeah, I'm with that. But I mean, I just think that there's a value in being undefeated, and anybody who tells you otherwise is a liar. And I wish that the committee were honest and transparent in that, and you valued all of the wins being you can only play the schedule that's in front of you. We're not playing our schedule from 2013. That might have been more difficult than this year, but still, we're winning every game that's in front of us. So is Wisconsin. So are Alabama and Georgia. And nobody is talking about Alabama or Georgia as necessarily needing to have a correction because, well, even if they are being dominant, Alabama is Alabama on the front, even though they're playing the sisters of the poor on the other side of the ball. But whatever. So I wish that the undefeated teams were at the top, and then you can get updates after that. But that's not the way that things are, which is why we got 20 minutes out of this segment talking about this.
And it's one of the reasons why each and every week I look at the top 25 from the AP and the coaches poll, and I cut a video and I break it down as to which scenarios are completely illogical and inconsistent in terms of the reasoning why one team is in one place and one is in the other. And I'm convinced that preseason rankings stay in the heads of a lot of people, and there are certain teams that have to lose and lose and lose to finally get dropped.